Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Yoga with Anna here at PCS&M Church, 63 Washington Street. We don't have anybody in studio today, so I am all yours for this 1 hour session today. Well, a little less than an hour. So let's begin with announcements. So what is today? Today's midweek reset with me right now. If you want to run down, if you're up the street, run down, come join us, throw a mat down. We have mats, we have blankets, come over. And then we have tonight the midweek vibe check with Matt, of course. And then, you know that Halloween's coming, so we are having a little Halloween party on Friday. So it's BYOP, bring your own pumpkin. We're going to have pumpkin carving tools here so you can carve your pumpkin. Bring a little nibble if you would like to share. And it's just going to be us having fun. Some of us will be dressed up. Some of us will come as we are. So maybe I'll dress up as a yoga teacher. So that is Friday, 7:30, I think, 7:30. Well, we get together starting at 7-ish, but 7 to 11. Goodness. All right, so a lot of fun there. Bring your dancing shoes because we're going to be dancing and having some fun. So then on Saturday, we have the Reverend coming in, spinning some awesome music to come and celebrate in community on Saturday. And then we have, again, next Tuesday, Rise Up Breathwork with Matt, and then we start the cycle again. So I will say that the 27th is our regrouping for the Yamas and Niyamas, and we will dive back into the Deborah Adele book, the Yamas and Niyamas, the ethical practices and observances of the Eightfold Path. These are the two branches of the Eightfold Path. So come over from 11 to 1, the 27th, and we'll do book circle, we'll read, we'll have nibbles, we'll socialize, and it's on a Sunday, so not this Sunday, but the following Sunday. Wow, October is leading fast, isn't it? So what do I have for you today? Gratitude to be able to be here and be here with Stan behind the camera and me here in front of the camera. And I've been asking my students if they do have gratitude practices, because I'm realizing that not many of us have a gratitude practice. And what does that mean, really? When I think of a gratitude practice, I think in general, because I didn't used to practice gratitude other than like Thanksgiving or the month of November. Thanksgiving month, right? I mean, I think that we have been raised to kind of be thankful, especially on the month of November. But gratitude really is a place to come to every day, really. We have lots to be grateful for every day. And I think that it allows us not to take things for granted, because it's very easy for us to get swept up in our daily lives and everything that comes along with that, and forget that to give thanks, and that we do take things for granted and have a tendency to forget. And sometimes when that happens and something bad happens, we spiral into the negative and have a tendency to forget that there's still good in our lives. So, and I know that really depends on situations. I know that there are situations that can be very, very difficult. But even in the most difficult situations, gratitude is a light that you can express and feel for the smallest things that you may be grateful for. Could be your body, the breath that you take. Thank you for another day. And who are you thanking? You're thanking the world. You're thanking who you have or what you may have faith in, or just life in general, really. In Native American culture, and I'm not saying from just the Americas, but in my culture, gratitude comes from creating an altar of our ancestors and little things that bring us memories that we are grateful for and give thanks for every day. So creating an altar is a beautiful way to express your gratitude, to be in touch with those before us and those current. So usually when we think of altars, we think of All Souls Day or Dia de los Muertos coming in November. But really, even though that is a celebration that happens in November where we do remember our ancestors and feed them and water them and love them to remember them, that is really something that you can do every day. Having an altar of special pieces that are important to you, photographs of your loved ones, lighting a candle. And I know that may sound elaborate and all of that, but really it's just coming down to waking up and being thankful for having another day to start over again. So on that, not overthinking it. And the main thing is that setting the tone, what you do at the beginning of your day sets the tone for the rest of the day. So it's always nice to begin to shift our thoughts, because there's always things that we can look at, our emails and everything, that can start our day off on the wrong foot. So before you do all of that, before you grab the phone, before you check your email, come into this gratitude practice. Speaking of gratitude, thank you, Stan. Speaking of gratitude, I want to extend our gratitude to Green Network Providers. And Green Network Providers is actually having a fundraiser. Green Network Providers are our awesome green nurses and facilitators, including myself, and we offer services to the community. If you go to greennetworkproviders.com, you can get lots more information. We provide support to the community. Our nurses are very well informed for medication management, pain management, curious of what's out there holistically for you. Through these services, you can access breath work, you can access yoga. And one of the most beautiful things that they do is that this fundraiser is for client services, or for the clients that come in that need services and don't have the means to access these services. So we provide either sliding scale, or just depending on your situation, free services for your needs, depending on your situation. And fundraisers like this actually help us provide those services to our community and help those that really need it and need the support. So they're a wonderful, I say we because we're all a part of it really, a wonderful service, a wonderful organization that is providing care to the community. They are here Monday through Friday, 11 to 5. You can contact them through their website or come to 63 Washington Street, and we offer consultations, but always, again, reserving, calling, making sure that they know that you're coming so that they can be ready to receive you. So, Halloween party, kick off on the fundraiser. The fundraiser is basically gathering goods. They have a warehouse, and we're filling up with home goods, clothing, baby stuff, all toys, all sorts of stuff, home goods, clothing, bedding, things like that. Please wash your stuff before you pack it, because it's always nice to receive something nice and clean, and maybe with not so many holes, or, so just even toys. Nobody likes to receive a broken toy. So check your toys, your extras, and all of that, and give it with love. We are having it here, so bring your stuff here, bring bags full of stuff to give away here at the 63 Washington. Is there another location, Stan?
No, we're just collecting here.
Okay, so all the collections are happening here. Bring the stuff, and let's see, what else? Oh, there's also nurse health coaching consultation. So check out their website. They have so many things. They have plant medicine consultation if you're curious about that, or want to know how plant medicine can benefit what you're already receiving. And the nurses can also take a look at how, if there would be any medicine counter. So, they take a look at your situation and inform you of, whether plant medicine would counter or anything like that with regards to any medications that you're taking, providing support in that way. And what else? Gosh, they do so much. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we'll begin coming into that gratitude. Thank you, Green Network providers, for doing what you do and for existing, because if it wasn't for these services, a lot of people would feel like they don't have anywhere to turn. And we like to be that place where, not when there's nothing, when you're hitting a wall, but to be informed. It's always good to be informed and have a resource, and Green Network providers is that resource. They're amazing. So thank you for being there for the community. So let's begin by centering ourselves and taking some nice deep breaths wherever you are seated. And what are we grateful for today? So beginning to observe our breath from wherever you are. Hands can be on the lap. Inviting you to step into your intention and noticing what is driving your gratitude, not just because I'm saying it or because I'm asking you, but really maybe an argument with someone or a conflict with someone has driven you to this really darker place or negative space. Through the negativity, when we can stop ourselves from spiraling down, what can help you spiral up? The gratitude of having the opportunity where maybe in this negative situation you are learning something. In this negative situation, maybe this person or whatever's happening can grow into a more loving situation and more understanding situation. And the opportunities that come with offering love and being in a place of compassion and understanding. Being grateful for the simplest of things, for our basic needs being met. Socks on our feet, food on the table, clean water to drink. And seeing these as blessings every day. As the weather gets cold, that warm coat that covers your shoulders. I'm grateful for that, and the warm clothes. And then what can we do in gratitude from the kindness of our hearts? Collecting goods, just like I just mentioned, to donate for a cause. So gratitude isn't only repeating to yourself what you are grateful for, but also actions come into play. Your gratitude actions. What kind of actions have you done today, or what can you do to bring a smile to someone's face? An act of kindness turns into an act of gratitude. So gently bringing the hands to the heart center. Taking a few nice deep breaths in and out. And being grateful for community, for people who are there for you. in the hardest of times, looking to gratitude, can uplift you and keep you from spiraling. Gently releasing the hands, and then beginning to shift our bodies left and right. And you can open your eyes or soften the gaze as you begin to move your body. Begin to circle the body. And through your gratitude practice, noticing what feels lighter in your body. Circle in the opposite direction or both directions. Love, gratitude, positive vibrations lighten the body, lighten the mind. And then come back to center on the inhale. Let's take those arms up. A little press of the palms together. Exhale, press everything away. Knees come up. Gently extending the legs forward, hands behind you to support your body weight, and windshield wiper side side. So we're doing these movements here on the mat, on the chair, wherever you feel comfortable, to begin to release the body, alleviate some pain, and release some stress so that we can finish the week strong. Gently bring one of the knees into the center body and let that hip follow. Take a nice deep breath there. Come back to center and gently take that other knee to center, and you can adjust your body. And then coming back to center, extending the legs. All right, so a little bit of releasing some of the nerves in the legs. So I'm going to come onto the mat, and we're coming into Dandasana or staff pose, arms by your side. I'm really starting to get into this nerve flossing. Just moving our body is what and when we move certain parts of our bodies, we get into the nerves. So as you all know, I am in love with our nervous system because it really, really is a huge part of our health. So in Dandasana pose, we're going to lengthen through the crown and gently drop the shoulders down and flex the feet. We're going to walk those hands on the in-breath and gently hinge at the hips. And then gently come back to center. On the inhale, the heart is going to press forward, and let's take the gaze up. And if you want to separate the legs for a moment, you can. On the exhale, gently rounding in, and you can gently take that cat pose. So we're doing a little seated cat-cow without crossing our legs, if this is comfortable for you. So you can do cat-cow any way you want. You can do it in table. You could do it seated. You could do it legs extended. So we're just moving the spine here just a little bit to warm it up. Inhaling as you extend. Exhaling as you gently round in. And then come to center. All right, so from here, we're going to take that right hand to that left thigh and take a gentle twist to the left side. And you can flex the feet here or point. Just giving them some movement. And then you can take the gaze over the shoulder if you'd like. And then we're going to switch sides. Come back to center. That left hand reaches for that calf or thigh. Lengthen through the crown and then take the twist over to the right side. Maybe taking the gaze over the shoulder. You're going to feel that in the hips as it works the spine, and then gently come back to center. From here, a little separation of the feet. Take that right hand and we're going to reach for the outside of that left foot. So from here, we're going to point and gently just drape over that left thigh. point the toe, and then internally rotate that ankle. So you might feel a little bit of intensity here. Your toes might cramp. So just breathe through it. I know my toes, they always kind of cramp, but that's the nerves like pulling. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. All right, so nice deep breath in, lengthen, and gently hinge to the left side over that left thigh. And then again, pointing the foot and rotating that ankle inwards. Okay, so you're going to feel something right in here. So it can get intense. So if you don't feel anything, you might be just flexible, stretched, and may not need this exercise. If you feel the intensity, then that might be that you need it. So release. All right, so we're going to do the other side. So what are we doing here? We're creating some mobility by releasing some of the nerves. So we're going to take that left side and we're going to drape over the right thigh and then reach for the outside of that left foot or the thigh. And then we're going to point the toe and internally rotate that ankle and point. So you're going to feel that from the heel all the way to the hip. And release. Point and flex the feet, release the feet, and release the legs. All right, so from here, flexing the feet, hands by your side, we're going to gently lift our body weight. Press the calves into the mat, maybe lifting the heels, and then lower. Gently lift and lower. Lift and lower. Bend the knees, arms behind you, windshield wiper side side. And then we're going to swing the legs around and come to a tabletop position. Toes can be curled or feet could be flat, all up to you. Let's start by taking the hips into a circle. Both directions. And then if your toes aren't curled under, curl the toes under and gently shift the hips back. Press the mat away, giving the toes a nice stretch, countering what we just did. And then see if, as you're pressing, take the heels to the outside just a little bit so that the weight shifts onto the pinky side of the foot, of the toes. And then bring the heels back and feel the weight shift and the pressure shift towards the toe, the big toe. Again, these are slight moves, very minute movements or micro movements, just shifting the weight from the pinky toe to the big toe. And it's going to feel uncomfortable because we don't do this all the time. And that's okay. All right, so just taking as much as you can and then releasing the toes and then gently patting them and coming back to our tabletop. Let's cat-cow here. A little different way of cat-cowing as we take the abdomen down, tilt the tail, and take the gaze up to the sky. On the exhale, abdomen pulls in, chin reaches towards the chest, and the tail tucks. Inhale, extending, taking the gaze up, tilting the tail. Exhale, gently tucking in the chin to chest, tucking the tail. So continuing, extending with the breath, Rounding in with the exhale. And then coming back to center. All right, so from here, let's extend that right leg, gently ground the toes and press through the heel. So we're releasing that leg, those muscles, that tension that tightens around the nerves. Inhale, lift the right leg up, point the toes down, square the hips, bend the knee, and let's circle the hip, giving the hip a little bit of mobility here. Both directions. And taking a gaze at the top of the mat as you rotate the hip. Extend that leg long, point the toes down, glide that leg to the left side, over the right, and press through the heel. Inhale, lift the leg, bring it back, and come back to your tabletop. Shift side to side, circle the hips to reset the hips. Extend left leg, toes point down, bend the knee, and circle the hip. Both directions. Extend that leg long, ground the toes, press through the heel. Lift the leg back up, toes point down, glide that leg to the right side body, over that right leg. So left leg over to the right side, press through the heel. So you can use the leverage of the hands to gently press back. Pull the navel in and release. Glide that leg back, bring it back to your tabletop. And shift side to side or circle the hips. Let's give our back a nice stretch. Extend the arms forward, hands forward, and then shift the hips back. Melt the heart towards the mat. Maybe taking the third eye down. And if the third eye or the forehead doesn't reach, you can take a block and support the head with a block if you'd like. Inhale, tent the fingers if that feels okay, and gently reach those hips back. Nice deep breaths in and out the nose. Gratitude for this practice to be able to release any tension that might have come up at the beginning of the week to this day so that we can finish strong with less tension. So walk the hands back, circle the hips, and we're going to take a down dog. Curl the toes under, lift the hips high, shift the hips back, take the heart towards the thighs. Walk your dog. So remember, do what feels good to you. Honor your body wherever you are today. Just meeting your body where you are today. It's different every day. Lift the heels high, bend the knees, switch the gaze between the hands, take a hover, and then lower the knees all the way down. Shift the hips back, walk the hands forward a little bit, and take a bow. From here, shift forward, take a little up dog. You can ground the legs or tuck the toes and gently lift the legs if you would like. Inhale, shift the hips back. You can uncurl the toes or keep them curled. And we're going to do that again. Shift forward. Take that up dog and then shift the hips back. So this time, take the spine into a little wave. So as we begin to shift forward, round the spine, chin towards the chest, and then extend. Shift it back. Inhale, round the spine. So you're making a little wave with the spine and extending. Nice deep breath in, shift the hips back. exhale, inhale, round in and extend. Shift it back. So we're doing a little circular movement here. And then from here, curl the toes under, shift the hips back. And let's thread the needle, taking that right arm underneath the left and drop that right shoulder down, right temple down, extend that left arm. All right, so remember, micro movements matter. So depending on where you are right here, shifting the hips, maybe shifting the weight to the right side a little bit, and then gently releasing. Switch sides. Left arm under right. Take that left temple down, shift the hips back. So one side might feel different than the other. You're just exploring here. Still in that beautiful, loving place of gratitude. Letting your body speak. And just listening to see what your body's saying. It's probably saying thank you. One more breath here. And release. All right, walk the hands back. Take your table and then lift your hips up. Come into Adho Mukha Shavasana or downward facing dog. Lift the heels, bend the knees, switch the gaze between the hands, and then press back to your down dog. From here, take the feet wide. You can shorten the stance if this is uncomfortable. We're going to take that right hand to that left ankle or wherever it lands and take a peek under the arm. Soft bend in the knees, press the hips back. So again, you're going to feel it in the hamstrings, but also on the side of the leg. And then bring that arm back, releasing, switch sides. Nice deep breath in. And exhale gently. Pressing the hips back. And release. All right, from here, feet come back about hip distance apart. And then walk your hands to meet your feet. Come to a forward fold. Let the head gently drop down, shoulders release, jaw releases, soft bend in the knees. You can rock the body here or sway it. Release the shoulders. Release the arms, the hands. Notice if you're holding on to any tension and just releasing. Inhale, gently rolling back up. Pressing through the feet, coming all the way back up. Head comes up last and continue to inhale, arms come up. Palms press, palms come to heart. So just take a moment here. We've done a nice amount of moving on the mat. So just noticing what your body is saying now. Tone the legs. So you're lifting the quads up, nice strong legs. Pull the navel in and up. Shoulders back and down. Take a nice deep breath. Inhale, arms reach up. Reach back, press the hips forward. Exhale, either swan diving down or palms together. Take a forward fold. Inhale, hands on the shins for a half lift. From here, we're going to plant the palms and walk the hands forward. Take your plank. You can shift the feet or modified plank. Come all the way down. Shift the heart forward, slide the heart forward, come to your cobra, tuck the elbows, press all 10 toes in. Lower down. Inhale, curl the toes. Lift the body up to a modified plank. Then take it to a plank if you'd like, or from modified plank, you can begin to walk the hands back. Or you can plank, press the body up, and walk the hands back towards your feet. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, palms plant and walk. Why are we doing this? Come all the way down. A different way to move, slide the heart forward. Inhale, lift, come into cobra. Press all 10 toes in and lower. Lift the body up. Modified plank. Maybe plank. Press to your down dog and walk the hands back. We're going to do that one more time. We're creating upper body strength. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the palms. Walk the hands forward. Lower all the way down. Knees come down. Hands underneath the shoulders. Tuck the elbows. A gentle lift coming back into cobra. Shoulders back and lower. Arms by your side, full locust. We're going to lift everything off the mat. This is a back strengthener. On the inhale, everything's going to lift up. Arms lift up, legs lift up, reaching off the mat. And on the exhale, lower everything. Take that left cheek to mat. Nice deep breath. Noticing your heart and how it's beating. Chin comes back to center, second set. Inhale, nice and deep. Everything lifts. Arms lift, chest lift, everything. Legs lift, lift a little higher. And exhale, lower everything. Right cheek to the mat. Bend the knees, windshield wiper. Twirl of the ankles. And then gently bringing the chin back to center, lowering the legs. Bring the feet back about hip distance apart, gently lifting our bodies up and taking the hips back, shifting back. From here, find your tabletop. Curl the toes under, down dog. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, switch the gaze. Walk the feet to meet the hands, forward fold. Inhale, gentle roll all the way up. Arms come up parallel to the ears. And then take that right hand to the left wrist. Inhale, lengthen and arch over to the right side. Strong legs, engaging the legs. Inhale, come back to center, switch sides. Nice deep breath in as you lengthen the right arm and arch over to the left side. Press the right hips away and come back to center. Swan dive down slowly, straight spine. Watch the horizon disappear. And then once it's gone, lower the gaze. All right, so here we're going to reach for our ankles. So we're going to heel toe to the width of the mat through a shorter stance or a forward fold. Take that right hand to the left ankle and take a peek under the arm. And then come back to center and switch sides. Come back to center. All right, so those of you who would like to take a squat, we're going to take a squat. And those of you who don't want to take the squat can heel toe their feet back. Otherwise, if you're going to take Malasana with me, those heels come in, toes point out. Take some blocks, maybe stack them so you could sit, or take your squat, hands come to the heart center. A little sway back and forth. And then take the hands down, lift the hips back up, heel toe. We weren't there for very long. And forward fold. Gentle roll all the way up. Arms come up. Palms touch. Palms come to heart. All right, so I have some moves for you. So the way the body moves is very interesting, particularly the way the female body moves. So the reason I'm bringing that up is usually I give us a stance of about hip distance apart. And if you can imagine like a ladder, the ladder has the two rails and holds the space in between, or railroad tracks, that's what we're going to visualize today. So we're going to step into Warrior One with some movement. And what I have been seeing is that when we take a step, a direct step back, okay, the female body particularly likes to bring the foot back, but then you have a heel to heel. So what happens here is that you have less area to work with your balance. So if wobbling takes place, one, you have to take a look at your anchors, and there are postures where you bring the feet in the same line, but our goal here is to keep that space between the feet. So watch as you take the foot back that you're not angling it back towards that left corner of the mat. If anything, it helps to visualize like you're reaching towards that back right corner if we're moving on the right side, so that you can create that space between the feet. One of the reasons it's really nice to create the space between the feet when you're going into a Warrior One is because it compresses the spine much, much less than taking the feet hip distance a little closer together. So here you're taking it a little bit wider. Here it's narrower. It's going to compress the spine when you take your arms up, and you're going to feel it. Okay, so if there's low back pain, I highly recommend you take a wider step, even to the edge of the mat if possible, to relieve the compression in the low back. All right, so that's my lesson, and we're going to move our bodies. So what's going to happen here is we're going to come into a balance and step. We're going to take several movements at the same time. This is a balance. If you want to use the wall, you can. You can also use a chair to help your balance. And you can also do one arm or both arms. So do what works for you. As I always say, do what works for your body. Okay? So we're going to start with our hands at the heart center. And it's going to go like this. We're going to shift the weight to the left side. Arms reach up. Right leg reaches up. We're going to step back at an angle. Reach the arms back, lean forward, arms come back, that leg comes up, and we come back to heart. Inhale, left side, step it back, and we lean forward. Take your Warrior One. And then from here, we can lower the arms if we want, or just shift the weight forward, take that leg up, leg comes back down, hands to heart. Okay, we're going to repeat. Right side, arms reach up, step it back, Warrior One, and then hinge forward for momentum to bring that leg back up. Hands come to heart. Left side. Inhale, arms come up, left leg comes up, shift it back, arms come back. Find your Warrior One. From here, lean forward, arms come back to take that momentum, and leg comes back, hands to heart. Another set. Inhale, arms come up, leg comes up. Exhale, step it back, arms come back. Inhale. As you hinge, whoop. Actually, we got to take our Warrior One. Now we're going to take the arms back, hinge, and then take that leg back, and hands come to heart. So other side, Left side, reach up. Exhale, step back. Warrior one. And then arms come down to take that lean, that lunge forward, to take that leg back. And hands come to heart. Come on, you have one more set in you. Reach up right side. Exhale, step it back. Find your warrior one. Hinge forward, momentum. Reach up, lower that leg. Left side, inhale. Exhale, step it back. Inhale, find your warrior one. Hinge forward, momentum. Reach up, and hands come to heart. Take a moment here. You did it. All right, arms come back up. Separate the hands, find your chair. Shift the weight to the heels, pull the navel in. Lift the heart, sit a little lower. Hands come to the heart. Forward fold. Inhale for your half lift. Exhale, plant the palms. Let that right foot step back, then left foot. Plant the knees. And then come all the way down. Cobra pose. Lift the heart. Press all 10 toes in and lower. Curl the toes under, lift the body up, come to modified plank or full plank, then press to your down dog. Walk your dog, and then walk your feet to meet your hands, forward fold. Gentle roll all the way up. Inhale, arms come up, parallel to the head, sit in your chair. Shift the weight forward, shift the weight to the heels, lift the chest, pull the navel in, and sit a little lower. I think what I meant to say is ground those toes because they love to lift. So shift the weight to the heels, and as you do that, sometimes the toes do this. So press the toes in, lift the heart. You got this. Breathe. Once your mind starts speaking, switch to that awareness, that breath awareness. Hands come back to the heart. Take a forward fold. Let it go. Inhale, hands on the shins. Exhale, plant the palms. Right foot steps back. Take a low lunge, lower that right knee. From here, shift it back to a half splits. Lengthen through the crown. Take the chin to chest and then lower that forehead towards the knee. Shift that left hip back. Inhale, shift forward. Take that low lunge. Option here to keep that back knee grounded, or you can curl the toes under and lift into a lifted low lunge. We're going to open up to the left side. Nice deep breath in and gently lower. From here, extend that front leg. Tuck the chin, forehead towards the knee. Shift that left hip back. From here, lift the gaze. Shift forward, back foot steps front, forward fold. Inhale, hands on the shins, lengthening, tilt the tail, navel pulls in, shoulders draw back. Exhale, plant the palms, left foot steps back. Drop that left knee, and we take our half split. Draw that left hip back, tuck the chin, gently take the forehead towards the knee. So you might have seen here, watch that your hips don't go all the way to the left. Stay nice and centered, and then reach that right hip back. Lift the gaze, shift it forward. Lift that back knee if you're going to take it without the knee grounded. Remember, you can do this with the knee grounded. All right, with the knee up, open up to the right side. Taking a little twist here, press through the heel. Rib cage opens up towards the sky and lower. Tuck the chin, take the forehead towards the knee, extending that front leg. Lift the gaze, this time planting the palms on the mat or blocks. You're going to round the spine, or you can tent the fingers to bring that leg back. Drop the knees. All right, so option here to take a child's pose just like this, or you can create space for the body by taking the knees to the width of the mat. Let the toes touch, shift the hips back, and take a bow. Ground your forehead, or you can just rest it on your hands if you'd like. You can also use a block to support your head. Once there, a little massage on the forehead, stimulating the third eye. And nice deep breaths in and out the nose. Walk the hands to the right side, maybe layering that left palm on the right. Shift that left hip back towards the left heel. Walk it back to center when you're ready, and walk it all the way over to the left side, gently taking that bow. Right hip reaches towards that right heel. Gently lifting the gaze and walking back to center. Take that bow again and take the gaze over to the right side. Option here to take the arms behind you or to your sides if you'd like. You can take it behind you or drape the arms. You can also take the arms and keep them extended, then switch the gaze to the left side. So giving our cervical spine a little gentle movement. If your arms are back, extend them forward, come back to center, press the hips away with your hands, pressing the mat away, hip shift back towards the heels, walk the hands back towards your knees. Knees come back to center, and then shift the hips to one side, swing the legs around, and come back to center. Let's meet on our backs, knees to chest. Let's hug our knees in as tight as we can, maybe grabbing our forearms. So at one point in my practice, I could not grab my forearms without lifting myself and rounding and then coming back, and that was hard. With time, this can happen where you're just reaching for your knees without lifting the upper body, slight tuck of the chin, and a tight little ball. Shoulders draw down and release, full body stretch. Right knee to chest. Flex both feet, little squeeze in, and then take your twist. Guide that knee to the left side. Extend that right arm and take the gaze to the right side. Bring it back to center. A little squeeze in, full body stretch. Left knee to chest. Flex both feet, lengthen through that right leg. And then take your twist. Left knee to the right side. Extend the left arm and take your gaze over to the left side. And then gently come back to center. Squeeze back in. Full body stretch. And then option here to keep your arms up over your head. So you can take a cactus and a butterfly position with the feet to take your Shavasana. You can take your legs up to the sky, and if you have a block, you can support it legs up by taking the block and resting your sacrum on the block. So you can do this if you'd like, or this. So find what's comfortable for you for your final resting pose. This position here definitely, well, any inversion calms the nervous system down, helps insomnia, relaxes the body and releases tension, creates a different flow of the blood in the system, slowing the heart rate, helping you feel much more rested to the point where you can hopefully get more restful sleep. My arms are going to come by my side. You can leave your legs up high if you'd like, or bring them down and find your final resting pose. Shavasana, arms by your side or wherever you're comfortable. Letting the toes fall open and coming back to your breath awareness. You can tuck your shoulders underneath your body, allowing for more spaciousness in the heart center. So if you're in a rush, just make sure that you give yourself some time to rest just like this, so that you can integrate all of the benefits of your practice into your body and allow your body to restore and repair. And that's why your sleep is so important. Gratitude for restful sleep when we can achieve it. So gently bringing yourself back when you're ready. You can stay here as long as you'd like. You can bring your knees into chest if you'd like, or take a full body stretch. Waking yourself up and bringing yourself back into this space. When you're ready, knees are bent and rolling over to your right side, either cradling your head or grounding your third eye. Take a moment there, and then gently, when you're ready, pressing yourself back up to seated position. Hands at the heart center. To seal class together today, I want to thank you for joining me and expressing your gratitude on your mat or anywhere with me. Let's bring our hands to our third eye in gratitude, and to remind us to think kind thoughts and grateful for those thoughts, especially for others. To our lips to speak kind words, especially to others, and gratitude for loving kind words. Hands to the heart as a reminder to live in gratitude, love, joy, inner strength, courage, compassion, and grace. From my heart to yours, may our thoughts, words, and actions be heart-led and divinely guided. Namaste. Thank you all for joining.